Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is the newest movie starring Sam Rockwell and is directed by Gore Verbinski, who has directed the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies and Rango, which are some of the most popular movies that I've seen in the social media world. But this movie is so freaking good. So let's talk about it. But before we get into today's review, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications so that you can stay up to date with every single one of my videos. But now, let's get to today's review. Oh, and just in case you didn't know, I do have a podcast with my brother called Sips of Cinema, where we talk about movies and drink wine, so make sure to go check that out at Sips of Cinema. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is a movie about this time traveler that comes to this diner to try and figure out the best combination of all the people that are in the diner to save the world, and it's freaking cool. I've seen the trailer for this movie. Like, I didn't go into this movie totally blind, but as I was watching it, I genuinely felt like I went into it totally blind because the trailer kind of gives off different vibes than the movie lets on. Now, they do share similar vibes in the craziness, the action, the jokes, but the movie is so freaking good and is so freaking fun that honestly I'm so happy that the trailer didn't take all of the fun away from this movie. The movie had so much originality to it and I freaking loved it. Another thing I absolutely loved about this movie, and this is no hate to book adaptations, so movies that are adapted from books, but for some reason as I was watching this I was like, this feels like a movie that was adapted from a book that barely anyone knows about. And I looked it up, and no, this movie is just an original idea. And to me, I think that is super cool because we see so many books getting adapted into movies now, and so much to the point where I'll be watching a movie that I'm really into, and then I see that it was adapted from a book, and it doesn't make me like the movie any less, but at the same time I'm like, man, I just wish a screenwriter could write something like this crazy and original where it feels like it's a book. And that was with this movie. This is not based off a book, it's just a totally original idea, and it's so good. I really love this movie. I think I've said that a couple times, but it's really good. So Sam Rockwell is an amazing actor. He's an Academy Award winning actor, and he always is just bringing the most to his performances. And as much as every single time I see a performance by Sam Rockwell, I'm like, yeah, that's Sam Rockwell. He also does a great job nuancing his characters into this world of just craziness, bizarreness, and he always has the ability of completely taking a left turn as to what we can expect from his performance. And he's so good in this movie. He's funny, he's charming. It's a really fun time. The opening to this movie is honestly probably one of the more entertaining openings that I've seen from a movie in a good amount of years. I think the opening to this movie is it just pushes you right into what the story is about. A guy comes back from the future and is explaining the plot of the movie, but in a way that's not super in your face, but it's really entertaining. The cinematography is really fun. The editing is really fun. It's quick. It's witty. This movie moves at a pace that keeps your attention so perfectly well. And I think the script is the script is original, but I just think the script is so great. It's so good. It was hilarious. It had good commentary on modern age technology, not even technology from the future of what technology could look like. It literally takes technology that we see today and adds a lot of social commentary on it and makes a really powerful story as to how technology is demonizing people, ruining people. It's just a really good way of showing that, but also it is a social commentary on life. I think there's some things in this movie that I can't even talk about on YouTube because of just how one, brutally honest that the movie is about, horrible things that are happening in the world today, but it takes those horrible things that are happening in the world, turns them into lighthearted jokes, because that's the point. The point is that all of these horrible stuff, all of these horrible things that are happening in the world are just getting brushed to the side, and it keeps happening, but nothing's actually changing. And the movie takes that idea and just kind of multiplies it by 100 and turns it into this turns it into this thing that we can just laugh with because of how like stupid but real it actually is. Like when you're watching this movie, you're like, man, this is so funny, and then you're just like, this is real. This is not a joke. It's like actually it's funny because of how real it actually is. And I think when it comes to the writing aspect, it's so brilliant. It is so brilliant. But also, this movie takes you on a different journey almost every 30 minutes, because I think it was probably like the first 15 minutes of the movie was the opening of the time traveler played by Sam Rockwell coming into the diner and being like acting like this crazy person and trying to get people to, join his crew. And then right after that, we're pushed into this other, because we're introduced to characters, and then we see their part of the story to continue the plot, and it just gets weirder and weirder. Just the way people are talking to each other, the way the kids are interacting with teachers, it's so bizarre. Because at some points I'm even like, am I in the right movie? Like what changed? That this whole entire shift of personality with the story and the characters and the mood just changed so rapidly. But it was also super interesting and also scary. It was scary because our main characters are kind of the normal version of what society is doing to teenagers and to people. And when we listen to the things that come out of these kids' mouths, we kind of just sit there and are like, what is happening? Why? What like day and age have we come to where this is how people are talking and this is how people are communicating? And it was so bizarre to watch, but at the same time super understandable. I think the writing is brilliant in its nuanced way of telling a sci-fi story, because one, we get a character that has this insanely out of the ordinary outfit that looks like it's from the future, but we never get a glimpse into that future. We only get a couple glimpses, but it doesn't actually really show us, what the universe has truly looks like now. Is it a wasteland? Is it full of this amazing technology? We don't know. But we're introduced to this character that is wearing this insanely out of the ordinary outfit, but we're stuck with this character throughout the rest of the movie in our world. And that is how this story decides to create its sci-fi story, in throwing us into our own world and making us kind of look into a mirror, because this is our world. It's not like this, it's a movie that's dramatizing the fact that this is what our world could look like in the future. It is literally telling you this is what our world looks like in a comedic way, and kind of a little bit like I said, kind of notched up probably like 10 times or 100 times, but it's not exaggerating. It is literally, that is what the world is becoming. And I was not expecting that going into this movie. I really was not expecting there to be so many levels of honesty, of commentary on, the political state of our world, but it did it in such a way that it wasn't picking on any sort of views on politics, any sort of way of life. It was literally just telling you this is what the world is. It wasn't saying that this is the people that are causing this problem, this and that and this and that. It's literally telling you this is the world that you're living in. So prepare for it to get worse and worse and worse. I feel like this movie's going to go under a lot of people's radar, and I so hope that it doesn't, because this movie is so brilliant. I really, really like this movie. And I think that it's one of those movies that a lot of people are just going to be like, what the fuck did I just watch? Actually, a good example to like a movie that I could think that this movie kind of shares similar like vibes to, as far as just the craziness and the out of pocket shit, that it would be like Sorry to Bother You. I think that this movie, when I was watching, I was definitely getting Sorry to Bother You vibes, with just the amount of just, what the hell am I watching? But this movie's really good. It makes you think. It's an original movie. These are the kind of movies that I want to see. And I don't even know. I don't know what 2026 is cooking, but we have gotten some great movies this year. I would say we've gotten at least 2 of what will be some of my favorite movies of the year. And this is one of them. I think this is going to continue being one of my favorite movies of the year as the year goes on. Now, if there's one thing that I could say in in kind of critiquing this movie, it would be I think it kind of ran a little bit too long. I think it was like, I don't know, I could check. It was like, yeah, 2 hours and 14 minutes. I think it definitely could have just been maybe 15 minutes shorter and just kind of gotten along a little bit quicker. But it was definitely for the majority, a very fast-paced movie. It wasn't hard to understand. It was just telling you exactly what it was trying to tell you, not in a confusing way, in a very funny way, and a very eye-opening way. This is definitely a movie that's going to confuse a lot of people, and a lot of people are probably just going to choose to not like it for, very specific reasons, and that is that the movie can get a little bit weird in some moments. But you gotta love a little bit of weird. You gotta love a little bit of honesty. You gotta love a little bit of originality. People are complaining about how there aren't original movies coming out anymore. There's only adaptations, but this is literally a perfect example as to how original movies can be. They don't have to be adapted from books. They don't have to change the whole entire story from the book to try and be original. There's actual screenwriters out there that are making original movies like this, and you gotta go see them in theaters. So please, go support this movie. This is definitely one that you should see in theaters on the biggest screen possible. It's so freaking good. So yeah, good luck, have fun, and don't die. But anyways, that'll bring it to the end of today's review. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of it. I appreciate every single one of you. But remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.